Hello, this is the Trades at U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Preview and Roadmap for Wednesday, the 6th of January or February 2019. Hope you had a good trading Tuesday. I mean, it was fine for us. We made money on stocks and futures. It wasn't that exciting. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is a daily chart of the broad market futures form. What's interesting is since the big candle that was the bottom day right near the end of last year, we haven't really had any like pure red days, right? We've gone like a month and a couple of days without it, and frankly, even the candles, even when you gap down, the candles are up. That's pretty good. That's like bullish from that perspective. But we're coming up on some pretty big moving average stuff. Let's see what that means. We're still middle of last year's range. We haven't gone anywhere. We're now 8 bars up towards a new startup phase completion. Let's go through the major charts, then we'll look at the intraday action. Go from there. So here's crude oil. 53.70 up a few cents. Doesn't really do anything based on where it's been on the chart. Gold down 50 cents. Again, just a blip. The S&P gains 12. Spent most of the day not doing anything that mattered. The NASDAQ 100 up 63.56. Again, we're right at that 200 DMA here on the NASDAQ. SOX gains all of 6 points. Still flirting with that moving average. Biotech's done 4.6. So everything playing with the 200 moving averages. And look how much it's been a wall on the biotechs. Russell 2000 up 2 points. Doesn't really matter. The VIX loses 16 cents. Trend 1.02. That puts the 10-day. I'm sorry. That's not the 10-day moving average. So we have to go back. We'll look at that over the weekend. NASDAQ volume 2.2 billion shares. It's still light on the lighter half of what we've seen so far this year. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ 354 positive, on the New York plus 715, so more positive than negative there. Google gains $10.45. The NASDAQ was up mostly because of the big stocks, as usual. Google up 10, Apple up 2, almost 3 points, Netflix up 4.47, Amazon gains 25.50 points, Tesla up $8.46. Facebook up $1.91. That's your NASDAQ right there. And that's why NASDAQ's up when the separate parts like the SOX and the biotechs are not. Goldman Sachs up 29 cents. That's a blip. It's been really flat so far this year. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 55 cents. And that's it. That's pretty much how the week or the day played out on Tuesday. Now, if we go and we look at the futures, there's the ES gap up on the 5-minute chart, tried to go higher early, pulled back, missed the gap. I mean, we filled the futures gap, but we missed the cash gap fill by like a tick or two. Bounced back up, but most of the range was decided in the first hour. NASDAQ side, pretty much the same thing. With that initial move up after the gap up, and then that was it until very late in the day. We swept the highs, couldn't go any better, and that was it. All right, so in terms of economic data coming out on Wednesday, we've got preliminary non-farm productivity and unit labor costs and trade balance at 8:30. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. 10-year bond auction at 1, and the Fed chair speaks at 7 p.m. We've got some data on Thursday. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. There's no data on Friday. It's a late week from that perspective. Charts, as usual, are brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading